Hi folks, this is Go-Pher Jack. I live in Saugus, California, and you Midwesterners probably have gopher problems, and we have them here in California as well. I grew up on a farm in southern Minnesota and became a trapper of gophers and many other characters we didn't like having on the farm that messed up lawns and things of that nature. But anyway, today what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to use what I call the best trap for catching gophers on your property. And what we use is a Macabee. This is a Macabee trap. And when you use a Macabee trap, you always wear gloves when you do stuff like this. And you set the trap such as this. You bring this little thing up like this and you push down like this and you hook. There's a little bent part on this wire and you pull it so that it's like this. Now what happens when you put this in a tunnel, the gopher would come along and he would hit this and you got him. Now I'm going to show you how to find the tunnel so that you can catch your gopher. First of all, you use what I have is a 1/4 inch rod, and I have a flag on it so that when I set the traps, I push this in and I will easily find where my trap is located. So what you do, you find a mound of dirt, and preferably the bigger the better. The bigger it is, that means that gopher has dug out more tunnels and he's most likely to be around it. But these gophers, or this gopher, now there's another one over there if you'll, in the distance. That's a bigger one, I'll go over there later. But we'll start with this one. So we begin by taking this and we probe through the soil until we feel it give. Now if I go over, oh yes, I hit a good one. If you turn it like this, you can tell, yes, I am on the tunnel. Then, since I know where it is, I like to use like a putty knife, a real stiff one. And I like to just start and go down and cut around where I found that hole. And I make my way around, and then sometimes you got to push real hard, depends on how moist your soil is. And today I think I have what I consider one of the best findings in the shortest amount of time, but we'll know in just a moment here. You want to pull this plug out. See how nice and big that is? So when I get done after I catch it, I'll put that back in and the lawn won't look like I was the gopher. But I refer to myself as Go-Pher Jack. Then you take a tool like this and you want to, oh yes, that is one big hole. You want to dig out all the excess dirt, and that's why I say wear latex gloves. I don't even have to hone this one out very much because this guy has been busy and has one of the best tunnels I have ever seen. Now we'll take and look. You see it goes this way, it goes this way, it goes way back. Now we go back to Mr. Macabee. I've been using this trap for over 30, I don't know, maybe 40 years. I had some gophers at my house in Saugus, and someone told me about these traps. And at the time, you could buy these stakes. But you don't want to try and catch a gopher by setting one trap. You need to set two. Then you want to get a stainless steel wire. I like to put it in two pieces so this part is more flexible because it's like that in the middle. And then you tie it on here. And then, first thing you do, you set two of them before you place them in the ground. And then, I have caught them, the shortest time when I've checked is probably 25 minutes at my house, and another time I checked it, set it, and checked it, and I had the problem removed from the front lawn. Now, there we go. There's our Macabees. Do not buy anything but a Macabee. All right? yes, I mean, no, I don't work for the Macabee Corporation or the company that makes these, but I'm sure if they knew that I did this and put it on YouTube, they probably would more than likely appreciate it very much. All right. So you set it in one. So now we can see that there's one set there. So you want to push it into the tunnel because they're going to come along from that direction. Now if your wire gets in the way, lay it down, lay a tool over it, because if you touch that wire or pull on it, you might trip the trap. Up there. Now what happens there, when you're putting it in, sometimes there may be a root that will trip the trap. But if I heard it, so I knew that I tripped it. And I always check anyway. You want to make sure that that little wire right there is caught. You want to make sure. And then put this on. And then the gopher, when he's coming into the tunnel, to say, who's been in my house, you know? It's kind of like Little Red Riding Hood. Who's been sitting in my chair? Well, in this case, that gopher is curious. And he can't see this trap in the hole because it's going to be dark down there. And I'll show you why it's going to be dark. Okay. At this point, you take your prod, as I call it, probe, and I stick it through the two loops and I put it in the ground. Okay? Then I take a piece of cardboard that I pre-cut and have it ready, like this. And the last thing I do though, I always take a second look and make sure both of the traps are still set and that I didn't trip it. And you pull the dirt back over, and get the dirt from this other one over here. And the only hope is that I did not see this amount of dirt when it was first dug, so I hope that he hasn't gone to some other place. All right, now there's your Macabee trap set to go. However, I did not put the flag on this one, so I'm going to put a second one right beside it. Whoops, I hit another tunnel. I'm hitting tunnels every time I push it in the ground. Okay. All right, that's just to let anyone walking here know that we have something here that we don't want you to trip on. So anyway, get one of these little carriers to keep your tools in, and then you have a, what do you call it, exterminator come out. I've checked some of them, they charge $150 to do this, but this is for my son and daughter-in-law, so this is what you call, what? A freebie! Call Go-Pher Jack if you have any questions. Have a great Merry Christmas.